All right, Luka, a very impressive win for you guys here against the Western Conference leaders. Really set the tone in that first quarter. I think 42-32 was the mark. What got into you guys to really execute to that level?
I think the whole team was inspired because Real Madrid won El Clasico basketball today. No, okay, that was me.
Well, that's right, because I brought up before we went on air, I was talking about soccer yesterday, but you, of course, played basketball for Real Madrid. Fair enough. I know where your heart is there. But now with that acknowledged, and we know how good Real Madrid is, what was it in the first quarter, Luka, that got you guys going?
Our defense. I think we started aggressive. JJ said before the game, we got to start aggressive, physical, and that's what we did.
All right, Luka, tell me about the pass to Gabe Vincent. You were standing right about here and flipped it over your head. At what point did you decide that's how you were going to get him the ball?
I don't know exactly. Sometimes I just decide things that sometimes are good, sometimes not. But I knew that he was standing behind me in the corner. That's a pretty good pass, I think.
Pretty good pass. All right.
But he made it, so that's a tough shot to make.
For sure. Well, look, a lot of your teammates hit threes tonight. Do you think, is there something collective about shooting sometimes when you see your teammates making shots, then that helps everybody else get going too?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when we get shots like that, like this. I think we had a lot of open shots. We were driving the ball, sharing the ball. So I think that's the best offense we had.
Okay, last one for you. You play again in a couple days in this building. You, of course, played the Thunder last year in a tough playoff series. You know what it's like to play 2 games in a row. What's going to be the key, as you know they're going to come out pretty strong?
We got to come out with the same mentality. They're number 1 in the West for a reason. They're a very tough matchup. But we got to come out with the same mentality.
All right, thanks, Luka.
JJ, just want to keep it general to get your reaction. Like, what stood out the most for you?
I'll give you a general reaction then. Okay.
Sometimes you're good at. I like to see where you go first.
Interesting.
So, yeah. What's the thing that stood out the most?
I thought we were very connected in both intent and in spirit on both ends of the floor. Very committed to what we were trying to do defensively, and very committed to where we felt like we could generate good shots offensively against a terrific defense. And there wasn't a let up to that. There wasn't any overreactions to certain possessions. And then, we played at a pretty slow pace there in the second half, but didn't allow them to get out and really have enough possessions to get back into the game, which also was important. And I think our guys did a good job of not just building the lead, but besides that run they made in the second quarter, they maintained that cushion throughout the game, and that's really hard to do against anyone, particularly against this team and particularly in this building.
Specifically on offense, all of the threes that you made, was there a common thread to why you were getting such good and clean looks as to what you wanted to execute offensively?
They played a bunch of different coverages. They played some drop. They played some reds. They played some blitzes. I just thought our ability to recognize, other than one possession, that first possession when they blitzed towards the end of the second quarter, I thought our ability to recognize those coverages was really good. Luka, again, his just ability to make threes. We got I don't know the exact total, but Max will have it on the post-game report. We got some great uncontested corner threes. We missed some uncontested corner threes. I just thought the movement, the spacing, and the intent was great all night.
JJ, kind of two different questions. You mentioned a little bit kind of valuing possessions. It felt like there was one early in the game when they may have gotten 2 or 3 cracks and Caruso hit a 3, but otherwise, it seemed like you guys were the team that was creating extra advantages in that. How pleased were you with your team's response when it came to 50-50 balls, offensive crashing, and different things like that?
Yeah. They ended up with 9 offensive rebounds, and 4 of those came from Dylan Jones in the fourth quarter. So I think overall we did a really good job on the glass. I have to get the exact stats, but I know several of our turnovers were dead ball turnovers versus live ball turnovers. So we were able to set our defense. This is going to sound silly. We also had some really timely fouls where we weren't in the bonus and maybe they had an advantage, or maybe we had a man down or a man in the trail position. We were able to foul and stop the possession, and then they took it out on the side. So I just think all that stuff contributed to us just not allowing them to get in any sort of rhythm offensively.
And then you've been around Luka now as his coach for a couple months. what do you see from him when it comes to creativity and sort of performance when like the test gets bigger, the challenges get harder? It seemed like there was maybe even another level unlocked. The pass he had to Gabe in the corner, a couple of the spin moves and scoop shots, stuff we haven't necessarily seen.
Yeah. I think he relishes the challenge. You're going to get the best defender every night. You're going to get all the different coverages every night when you're him. And you know, similar to LeBron, similar to Jokic, like similar to Shea. These guys have seen every test and they've figured out the way to pass each test. And a lot of times they not only pass the test, they ace the test. Sometimes great players can get bored with that process. And so when you get like the fully engaged star in a big time game, some special things can happen. And Luka did some special things tonight. You know, we were running a smash and it was not the first option, but just the way they covered it. Very clear that Gabe was open and I was like, hit the smash. And he dribbled into the paint and then threw it behind his head. And St. Gina was like, he sees it. You don't need to tell him.
Good times. Austin Reaves and the Lakers on the road against the top dogs of the West. First quarter action. Luka gets into the paint, finds Jackson Hayes for the easy slam. We're going to get a couple looks at this one. Luka going to work. Step back three-pointer over Hartenstein. Go ahead, Big Game.
Yeah, I mean, look, created the mismatch, had a big center on him. The threat of driving by him opened up the three for Luka. And then there's Austin Reaves navigating on the baseline, little turnaround 8-foot Jade.
Rui missed, but gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Luka. He's wide open. He buries it. Ties it up at 13. LeBron coming up the court here, Fish. Going to find Rui for the driving and one. Foul on Holmgren, three-point play.
Yeah, well, that pass first left LeBron's hands. It looked like Holmgren might get to it, but credit Rui for sticking with it, getting the and one opportunity.
Shea Gilgeous, Lou Dort, will sidestep three. Lakers up 24-23. They would never look back, Bress.
Every three they made in that first quarter and second quarter, you're like, are they going to miss? 68% to threes in the first half? Crazy.
LA by 8. Luka on fire, gets the and one. Here's a miss from Luka, but Vando, great activity from Vando this evening. The tap by LeBron to Gabe. Special play. Lakers go into the second lead 42-32. Second quarter underway. Austin Reaves, what a rhythm he's had these last couple of weeks. He's on another level. Big Game, here he is again.
Yeah, I mean, look, he doesn't need much airspace or it doesn't matter where he is on the floor. He'll shoot a 35, 40-footer for three. Defender went under the pick that time, and that's a big no-no when you got a shooter like Reaves.
LeBron over Caruso.
Why not?
Lakers by 20. Alex Caruso from the wing. Three balls good. It's cut to 15. Caruso finds a cutting Chet Holmgren for two. Timeout Lakers 13. That's the closest they would get. Watch this pass. So good, Fish.
Yeah, Luka's ability to create separation is just unbelievable. Creates a separation there. And then it comes off the handoff and knocks down a three.
Perez, not sure where this is going to be on the top 10 plays, but it's going to be towards the top. Behind the head, no look to Gabe for the shot, buries it.
Trudell had to ask him about it because it was that special of a play. Just eyes in the back of the head. And good job, Gabe, having the hands ready, knowing you're a relatively new teammate, can find you anytime, anywhere. Splash.
Luka kind of hunting that Chet Holmgren matchup, buries another high arcer over him. Lakers up 29 there. This time Luka's going to get the soft roll. Lakers go into half leading 78-56. Jackson Hayes, the miss, but LeBron the tip. Moments later, James, it's LeBron, that pick and roll. Find Jackson, timeout, OKC.
Yeah, the pick and roll with Jackson because he dives so well when he rolls through the cup. And LeBron with the nice little pocket pass. Nice execution.
Felt like this was a good run, Fish, by the Lakers. This is where they had cut it to 16, but the Lakers now just hitting a couple of huge threes, getting a couple big buckets. This footwork by Luka. And it seems like order's restored and comfortable lead again.
Yeah, great response. I mean, you knew the Thunder were not going to lay down at halftime. And, a couple times in that third quarter, as we see the smooth finish there. A couple times in that third quarter, the Thunder tried to push. The Lakers pushed back.
There's another top 10 play right there, Fish. That was smooth. Isaiah Joe. I think we felt compelled to put a OKC highlight in here. Caruso with the hands. OKC maybe showing signs of life, but Brez, the huge ending to the third, which included DFS here, Doe in the corner, big time.
DFS just continues to amaze from the bench. Plus 28 tonight. The plus minus, beautiful stat right there.
Back up to 26, heading into the fourth. Knockout punch landed. LeBron. That's such a tough shot. And then LeBron and the windmill dunk, big game.
Yeah, a little lazy pass coming across half court. LeBron kind of sneaky saw it and kind of stepped in. And nice finish. We weren't sure if he was up high enough to finish this, but that was LeBron. Usually his head is over the rim.
Love that quick pass to the corner. Rui up by 23. Fish, take this one. What a move by LBJ, 113.87.
Yeah. LeBron coming back to that right shoulder. Fade away, gets Isaiah Joe back, knocks it down, makes it look easy.
Luka. Spinning high kiss off the glass. Luka. Rui. Train is rolling. More threes, Brez. DK.
I like this game a couple of days ago against New Orleans, 12 points. He's going to get some spot time in the playoffs.
Bronny.
Maybe. Why?
Run out
lighting the crowd in OKC.
Lakers, a great performance, both ends of the floor, 126-99. They go to 48-30. It's the first time getting to 48 wins outside of the bubble year since D. Fish was on the team. Luka Doncic with 30, Austin Reaves with 20, LeBron with 19, Shai Gilgeous leading the way for OKC with 26. The Lakers shoot 55% from the field and 55% from three. 22 made, ties a franchise record. It's another game against the Thunder on Tuesday. You can catch all the action right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Tip-offs at 5 o'clock. Our pregame coverage starts at 4. The Lakers smash the Thunder, win by 27 on the road. We'll hear from LBJ after this.
LeBron, it's really seemed like you had a kind of a handle on the game the whole way that it went through from a leadership standpoint, not letting up. Even if you're at plus 20, you kind of knew that OKC could come back. Can you just take us through kind of your approach to that and keeping your teammates along the way?
Yeah, I mean, between them and Cleveland are the best teams in the NBA. So, the number one team in the West, and you can't have a let up no matter what the score is. They're always going to make a push. That's why they are where they are at this position in this part of the season. So, it was a really good game for us, and we can build off of it.
What do you think was the biggest reason you were generating such good looks from three, and then, guys started to knock them down?
We just played with a little some pace. We got to where we wanted to get to offensively, and AR did what he does every single night. You had 2 layups in a row. Oh, that's bogus. He blocked that one? Okay. I'll give you one. Second one was nasty. AR does what AR do, man, and then obviously Luka was spectacular as well. But all around performance by everybody that came in the game tonight, it was a good win for us.
It's the Boston game. You guys went through a bit of a lull, but now in the last week or so, you have the road win in Memphis. You beat Houston. You beat OKC here. Like, what type of momentum do you think you've been able to recapture?
Obviously we know it's the final stretch into the postseason, so. We're just trying to, rack up great habits. Obviously, sometimes the game goes the way the game goes, and sometimes you can play a great game and still lose the game. Sometimes you can feel like you didn't play as well and win a game. But it's about habits, and I think we're just trying to, build our habits right now going into the final stretch of the season.
Along those lines, it seems like it's valuable, particularly against a team like them, that to see those habits and apply them. How big of an opportunity did you view having them on the schedule at Oklahoma City now to kind of put what you guys have been working into in action?
We just want to, no matter who we're playing, obviously we've been pretty good against some of the better teams this year, and we haven't been as good as some of the teams that's below 500, but this is a great team to test out and see where you are, but ultimately it's about our habits. We have to continue to push our habits. They know who they are. They know what they're going to be in the postseason, and we're still trying to figure it out. With our lineups, with us all getting acclimated to what Luka wants to do, AR, myself, and and make sure we keen on everybody else on the team and make sure we held each other accountable. So, we understand that coming down the stretch, we have to play some really good basketball, but we still working on habits.
It's a single game, and obviously it'd be easy to say just do that every game, and that can be who you guys are.
Right.
But how much of the non-shooting stuff tonight were you happy with? The controllables.
Yeah. We know that they're very good when it comes to getting into the paint, attracting a lot. They do a great job against the free throw line. They do a great job of getting offensive rebounds and second chance points. And those are some of the controllables that you control. Not putting your hand in the cookie jar, when a lot of those guys are driving. Shea, J-Dub, some of those other guys, you got to just, live with the contest, make or miss. And I think we did a great job of paying attention to detail in that. And then when they missed, they did get a couple offensive rebounds in the first half, but I thought in the second half we shored that up. So we was very keen on what we needed to do.
How are you personally going to manage the back-to-back coming up?
What's today? Damn. Can I get to it? I don't even know. I know. I don't even know, man. I'm about to go shoot. Mine in the game with Steve Nash. Okay. That's what's most important right now. We got that dub out the way. Now I'm going to go shoot mine in the game with Steve Nash. So we get there when we get there.
Last question.
We're just going to ask you about the.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll give her extra credit.
Oh, extra one. The type of ball pressure that OKC puts on the perimeter with all those guys that got out there. What are the ways you've learned over the years to handle that in kind of the best way? And can you at any point use it not against them?
Pressure with pressure, and also nobody is faster than the ball. And when it comes to ball movement and things of that nature, that combats a lot of the ball pressure. When the ball is moving, the ball is flying around. I thought we did a great job of being able to put the ball on the ground when the defense shifted, being able to find the extra guy on the perimeter, either for shots or driving kicks. So, like I said, when that ball is popping, that's always a key to success.
Last question, Terry.
JJ was just saying how this game and the Houston game have been the best performances for the team defense since you've been back from injury. And he said a few weeks ago that what they really miss from you on defense is your voice. I'm just wondering, what you think you do for the team in guiding them.
Yeah. It's obviously my voice and being able to command and let guys know what's going on behind them, and also just calling out the keys, on the defensive end. I'm able to see a lot of the plays before the plays happen, because of my knowledge of the game, my knowledge of my opponents, my knowledge of the team, what they want to do. So, being able to just, letting guys know what's going on behind them, letting guys know what's coming before it happens, so we can always keep our hand on the swivel. We can always know, be kind of one step ahead. And I understand that's my responsibility to anchor the defense, and I'm happy to do that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Austin Reaves hit 4 triples in the win, finished with 20 points. Lakers roll the Thunder. We'll hear from AR next. Jack. Austin finished with 20 points. He's with Mike in the locker room.
All right, Austin, the first quarter, where were you guys able to establish control of the game? What did you think stood out the most?
Defensively, we were locked in, and then obviously it helps when you shoot, really well from 3, 2, whatever. So, but I think it started on the defensive end, locked in, getting stops, running, and then, when it slowed down, we got into stuff that, was good for us.
The three-point rhythm really clearly carried forward from you from the previous 2 games, but then it seemed like the whole team got ignited. Do you think is shooting contagious in that way when the teammates are knocking it down? Does it make it easier?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling when you see, everybody making shots and you're just waiting for your opportunity to shoot one and then for it to go in. So, I think just playing the right way is contagious, and that's what we did tonight.
So how significant of a win is it considering the context of how tight things are in the West? OKC, how well they've been playing, and, you guys coming in kind of looking for a signature road win.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. That they got the best record in basketball, I believe. And, with where the standings are, you could go from 3rd to, I think, 8th in snap of a finger. So for us to come in here and play such a good team the way we did tonight is big. And, hopefully we can continue that momentum to Tuesday.
Beyond the win tonight, is there any psychological beyond what Mike mentioned in terms of what the win does for the standings and stuff like that? Is there a psychological thing to that's a team you're very likely could play again. I mean, you're going to play Tuesday, but in the playoffs too, to see like that your best habits can produce that type of result. Is there benefit in that?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you play like that, regardless of, who you're playing, anytime, you can go watch that tape and you can see so much stuff that we can build on, so much stuff that we did right. There wasn't too many chaotic possessions for us on offense, and defensively we didn't have too many, breakdowns. I feel like we kept those to a minimal tonight. I think we kept them off the free throw line really well, and we paid attention to the details tonight. Just played a really good game.
You mentioned lack of breakdowns defensively. What else did you like the most about the defensive performance? It felt like one of the better ones you guys have had.
You see this man right here? He's a great defender. And we got a lot of guys like that. Fando comes in, Goody comes in. Everybody, like I said, was locked into one goal. And that's, doing what we were supposed to do, following the game plan. The coaches put together a good game plan, and we went and executed it.
Last 2. So especially coming back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's fun. I just gave you a compliment. Would you just stay over there? Stay over there. Yeah, it's fun. It's not far from from where I grew up, and obviously I did 3 years here. So seeing familiar faces. My dad's here tonight. So it's fun. Feels like a home environment for me. No more.
Luka, first, talk about obviously, the way that you guys are able to create mismatches from the jump, and obviously this is the number 1 defense in the league. How were you able to help create those mismatches and obviously generate a season high in threes today?
Just playing our basketball. I think we share the ball great, and that's how we got great looks.
Basically, a lot of, I know it's a dominant first half for you, and you've had a lot of recent history with this team playing in the playoffs. What would you say has made them so special throughout the year, coming in and having a game plan for them?
Obviously, first is Shy. I think he's an unbelievable player. He makes them look like they're an incredible team, and they are. And then second is, I think, their defense. They have a lot of guys that can guard 1 through 5. They can switch. They can control the game with their defense, and they have a lot of weapons.
Luka, you're obviously very familiar with this OKC team, but thinking just your own team, does getting this win in this fashion give you any additional kind of confidence about where you guys can ultimately go? And how is that coming together for you now as you keep learning your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, it's very tough to play here, very tough to win, obviously. But, and look at the standings today. It's crazy in the West, so we needed this win badly.
In just the past 6 games, you guys have beaten 2 of the teams above you in the West, and JJ said in those performances you guys have had some of your better defensive games since LeBron and Rui came back. What does it say about the group that you guys were or have been able to do that?
I mean, just amazing. Like we said from the start, JJ said, we need to be physical and we need to go out on this game aggressive, and that's what we did. So that was our goal, and, we shot pretty good. We got a lot of open looks, so the game was flowing.
Luka, obviously for you, night in, night out, you want to be engaged, you want to do the right things, you want to make the right plays. But when a team challenges you the way that a defender like Lu Dort wants to, or the way that high pressure defense, like what level of creativity does that unlock for you? It seems like you enjoy kind of that level of, I guess there's probably no better word than challenge.
Yeah, I understand. I think it brings the competitive spirit out of me. It brings the best out of me. Going against Lu Dort, it's a tough job. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. So it brings the motive, to try and win the game.
Luka, it felt like you guys really dictated the terms offensively and made them into a more switch-heavy team, and then eventually they started to kind of blitz a bit, and then you guys were picking them apart. What does that say about the ceiling for this group offensively as going up against the league's best defense? You're able to kind of control the game that way.
Yeah, I think we're the best, when they blitz. It's, I would say, easy basketball 4-on-3. I mean, obviously it's not easy, but, we just kind of worked on that, and we saw that since I've been here, we've been getting better and better in that. So I think today the ball was moving, and we were getting a lot of open shots, and that's what we need to do moving forward.
You were critical of your performance against the Warriors. Like, how would you rate how you did tonight, particularly in the first half, because it seemed like you were controlling the action, racking up assists, shooting at a high efficiency number, and obviously the team followed your lead?
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. Obviously, always can be better, but the important part is to win the game, and that's what we did today.
Luka, you had that crazy pass to Gabe in the corner. Have you guys practiced that or had any conversations just to get him ready? Or what do you think prepared him to be ready for that pass?
I mean, I don't think you can practice that pass, honestly. It's just, sometimes I decide some stuff that I don't know how I make it, so I mean, I was just glad he made it because that's a tough shot to make.
As a player, that he was just ready to go. He saw it coming.
He's a big professional. He's a great guy. Once I came here, I didn't know him personally before, so just playing with him is amazing. He's a truly great person.
Austin just praised you. Would you like to praise him back on camera?
Oh, man, been shooting out the ball lately. Everybody's seeing, the leaps he done made this year, and just happy to keep it going.
What did you feel like was the signifier in that first quarter? Like, all right, yeah, we're locked in. This is going in the right direction. And once you got to that point, how did you keep your foot on the pedal as a team?
We just executed the game plan, kept them off the free throw line. Was attention to detail on the defensive end was there, and us just making shots. I think that just the energy from our defense is carrying over.
Another individual plus-minus crown for you if you want to tell Luka tonight, plus 28. But in the minutes that you're out there, and it's either Chet or Hardenstein, like, what are the important trade-offs that you're trying to make to give you guys an advantage?
Just trying to make them big guys play on the perimeter, and that's what we did. We got them playing on the perimeter. Luka got them make some shots, so they start trapping, and I was able to get some corner threes, and just all around great team win though.
Going in this game, like, their best players kind of in the lead, the MVP discussion. Do you guys take that personal when you have guys like Luka and LeBron, where you're like, well, like, we might have the better guys on our side?
No, obviously I feel like that, but tonight we just wanted to get the win. We know what's at stake. We know the standings and what's going on. So every game's matter, and like Brian said, we're gonna treat these last couple games like playoff games, and we did.
And today in Memphis and Houston, you and Gabe both were locked in from the outside. It wasn't there against Golden State. Was there anything different about the nature of the shots, or is it just kind of make or miss?
Make or miss, but running around with Steph don't help. Nah, but it was a great team win. It's hard to beat us when me and Gabe making shots.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Luka and the Lakers beat OKC by 27. Stay third in the West. We'll wrap things up next. James wanted no part of it. Conference standings.
Big win by the Lakers today. If for no other reason, A, they take a step closer to finishing third instead of fourth or fifth, and B, just another game closer to avoiding the dreaded play-in tournament. Hey, it's fun to watch if you're just a casual fan. We have had enough of the play-in tournament here. Lakers have been in it way too many times the last few years. So if you can get that extra week of rest, Lakers regular season ends a week from today, D-Fish, and then they probably would start the playoffs, assuming there's no play-in tournament for them the following Sunday. So you can get 7 days between games if you can avoid that dreaded play-in. And a win like today really gets you on a nice footing away from that.
Golden State, who's won 5 in a row, have the Rockets tonight. Denver, who's lost 3 in a row without Jamal Murray. They get Indiana at home tonight. So some big games. Obviously, the Clippers have won 5 in a row. Minnesota. So the teams behind the Lakers have all been red hot.
Yeah, no, it's going to definitely come down to the final day of the regular season for all of these things to settle in. Plenty of tiebreaker scenarios will be in play. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. Big game. Enjoy the national championship game tomorrow night because Duke is not in it.
No Duke.
Yes, no Duke.
Biggest choke of all time.
I'll be pulling for Houston, though. I'll be pulling for Coach Sampson, yeah.
Okay.
I'll be pulling for him.